All right, so this is a very popular topic among most everybody. Seems like protein seems to be the biggest struggle for most people to get into their diets. So I am going to help you out today. This board's bigger than me, seriously. All right, we are going to talk about 10 low calorie, high protein foods that you can include in your diet to obviously up your intake. So many clients struggle with this, and people struggle to get protein in. And I think it's just a matter of changing the way that you've always been eating, which is typically not high protein, okay? It's, as a society and, the food available to us is, typical American diet, right, is very high carb, very high fat. And protein is super valuable for so many reasons, and I'm not going to bore you with all of the science, but just a few things. It's going to help you preserve muscle. It's going to keep you more satiated and more full longer, and it's going to help you to look the way you want to look when you start to drop fat, and also to keep help keep your strength up, like I said. So when you start either losing weight or losing fat, you're preserving the muscle that you have either built, or your body's not eating away at muscle when you're in a calorie deficit. So, but the problem is that most people tell me they struggle with protein. And so these 10 foods that I'm going to tell you today are complete protein sources, meaning that they are just strictly protein. There's no carbs and no fats. And these may be a little bit of trace, but overall, these are going to be the best bang for your buck from a calorie standpoint and super high protein. So the first one is going to be probably the easiest to get your hands on, and one of the most common: chicken. All right, chicken breast specifically. I don't know if you can see that. There's a glare. It's all good. Chicken is going to be your first one, your first protein source. This, like I said, I'm referring to chicken breast here, okay? That's white meat. That's going to be a complete source of protein, fairly inexpensive, and you can make a ton of things with it. Stir fries, salads. I mean, it's very versatile. So chicken is going to be number one on my list, and should be on yours too. Okay, the second one I'm going to tell you: plain Greek yogurt. Okay, plain Greek yogurt, not the flavored stuff, the plain stuff. And some people are like, oh, well, that tastes bitter. You can add some fruit to it to make it a little bit more flavorful. Use it as a sour cream substitute, but there's quite a bit of protein, I believe 20 some grams in. It's also a very high volume food, meaning you can have a lot of it and it's pretty low on calories. So plain Greek yogurt, another one, super high protein. Number 3 is going to be, I don't know if you can see, but red meat. All right. Now, I'm gonna have something for everybody on here, whether you're a vegetarian, you're vegan, you're paleo, for the, or for whatever dumb reason you're doing keto. Red, no offense, just saying. Red meat is gonna have a little bit higher fat unless it's pretty lean, and then it's mostly protein. So, your top sirloin is gonna be a lean cut of meat. Flank steak tends to be a pretty lean cut of meat. But really any type of red meat, ground, hamburger, or and a steak is gonna have quite a bit of protein in it. Like I said, some of your fattier steaks will obviously have a lot of more fat, but your lean cuts are gonna be really, really high in protein. So, number 3. Number 4, now I said chicken was probably my favorite, but this one's probably gonna be this is gonna be a food that's super low calorie and extremely high protein that a lot of people don't think about. Okay. Shrimp. Shrimp is like, you just pop those babies in your mouth and it's like, I don't know, 10 grams of protein per shrimp. Super, super low cal, something you can like put on salads, something you can have a standalone. You know, don't be deep frying it or anything, but as a standalone item, shrimp is super, super underrated and probably one of the most high protein foods that you can possibly get. So we got shrimp. Number 5, people are probably gonna hate on this. Now, even though I recommend you try to get whole food sources in, I'm gonna put protein powder on the list because obviously that's going to have a lot of protein in it, and it's just more convenient for a lot of people, especially people that, you know, work long hours. They need to get some extra protein in. You just, you know, throw in some protein powder, maybe some almond milk, and there you have a low calorie shake with 20 to 30 grams of protein. So protein powder, do I have a favorite? Not particularly. I don't do a ton of powders because I don't get very full, so that's my only, I guess, concern when people try to go the shake route is, you know, try to get whole foods in where you can, but this is definitely, you know, a good option. All right, number 6. If you can tolerate dairy. Number 6 is gonna be cottage cheese. And, you know, cottage cheese, fat-free cottage cheese is obviously low fat, pretty low calories for the volume amount, and higher protein. If you have trouble with dairy, obviously you're not gonna be able to use this particular one as a source, but highly, highly recommend for most people. Okay, number 7 is fish. You know, I had shrimp over here, but, you know, especially whitefish, any whitefish is gonna have a crazy amount of protein in it. Even, you know, you could even go salmon, which is not a whitefish, but that's gonna be a little bit more fatty. So whitefish, you know, super, super high protein, super low calorie, all right? Number 8, deli meat. I know people are gonna be like, oh my God, the sodium though. Well, I mean, if you drink a lot of water, you know, our bodies do need some sodium. So if you keep your water intake high, deli meat is actually a really, really great source of protein. Deli turkey, especially, even, you know, ham and roast beef, those are also high in protein, but deli meat is something people don't think about, and extremely, extremely low calorie, maybe not as much as shrimp, but low calorie, high protein. So deli meat works as like a great snack you can grab and go. I actually did that today. I had 4 ounces of deli turkey and boom, 30 grams of protein right there with my lunch. So, okay. Next one is gonna be ground turkey. Ground turkey, just like, you know, your chicken, leaner, obviously, if you go higher fat, a lower percentage, like a 90-10 or an 83%, you're gonna have a little bit higher fat, but get some lean ground turkey, and that is something that is super, super, super high in protein. And then my last one, if you're vegetarian, this will work for you. Is egg whites. Egg whites are super easy, they're cheap, they're, you know, durable in the sense that you can make an omelet, and super high volume. So egg whites has always been a staple of mine with high protein. So yeah, here are 10 low calorie, high protein foods. If you do not know what a protein source is or how to get more in your diet, right here, this list is the golden list of high protein foods. Now, you have to stop, you know, in order to get more protein in, stay within your calorie range. Remember, you need to lower from somewhere else. So start with these foods, incorporate them more in your diet, and I promise you're gonna see those protein numbers skyrocket and you won't have any trouble getting and hitting your protein, all right? If you have any questions, of course, feel free to message me, email me, and I'd be glad to help.